if you want to have more fuel for your workout, and if you just want to have a better training experience, life experience, gym going experience, then this video is for you.
What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater?
Okay guys, so this video is about how you can use emotion as a tool. Now, this is a video that you should watch and try to implement, okay? This is not just some abstract idea that I tell you about that you watch this video and then you forget about. You know, you guys need to go out there and try to implement it. You know, go out there and take my advice and see if what I'm doing or what I'm saying to you guys is beneficial, and see if you can have a better experience. You know, you can never know if you don't try, so at least I beg you to try this out. It's something that I've noticed has definitely helped me along the way, and I think it could help you guys as well. Okay, so we're all humans, we all have emotions. As much as we either try to shut them off or try to discipline our emotions, they are still there. You know, we still have emotions through the day-to-day experiences of life. You know, we've been at work all day, we've either had a boss that stresses us out or the work in general that stresses us out. You know, we come home, we have our children or we have our spouses, or, you know, there's tons of just different stresses, inconveniences that kind of bother us throughout the day and build up that cortisol level and build up that stress. So the gym is a place where we can express or let out or get out that negative energy, those negative vibes, that stress that have been built up, but you have to actively use that. So for most of us that watch my channel, you know, we're mostly strength athletes. You know, we're either trying to build muscle, we're trying to get stronger. You know, we use resistance training. We're not just running marathons. I mean, that's cool if that's your thing or whatever, but you know, for my audience, mostly, you know, we're trying to make gains, right? So, you know, this is just something that I've noticed that I've been doing personally. It may sound a little crazy, but I think it can actually be very beneficial. I mean, using emotion, you know, making training an emotional experience, something that you're attached to, something that you feel almost on a spiritual level, you know, pushing yourself, of grinding, of trying to get better each and every day, and really throwing emotions into that. And different emotions work for different people, you know. And I'm not saying that I stick to one emotion, but I'm gonna talk about maybe 2 to 3 and kind of give you concrete examples of how to actually use emotion. Because it's one thing to say, you know, oh, use emotion in the gym, you know, when you're training, but what does that actually mean? You know, how do you actually apply that to your training? So the first emotion I want to talk about is probably the simplest when you think of training, and that is anger. Because, you know, in the gym, you know, people's grunting, people's going after, you know, you're feeling the pain, the burn of the contracting, squeezing of the muscles. And, you know, this is where you think about the haters, okay? You know, it's kind of common sense that you don't acknowledge the haters. You know, you get so focused on trying to build yourself up and you trying to blow up and you trying to get to the next level that you don't have time to think about those people. But in the gym, you know, on the times that you're feeling like you're wanting to quit on this set, or you feel like, you know, oh, I'm only gonna do 8 reps on this instead of 10, you know, oh, I'm only gonna do 3 sets on this exercise, you know, I'm supposed to do 4. You know, in these moments is where you need to think about, you know, those people who told you couldn't do it, you know, who told you that you couldn't make it, or who, you know, anything negative, or any of those negative people who add that negative energy into your life. You know, this is the time to acknowledge those people. Because I'm not one of those. I do not think that you just sit and dwell and think about the people who, you know, do this stuff all day long, but it's hard to completely avoid it. That's why you kind of set it aside and wait for the gym, you know, because the gym is a place to not only prove, you know, other people wrong, but to prove yourself right. I mean, I believe being there, and this might be the crazy part, but, you know, sitting in there, you know, and I'm friends with everybody in the gym, you know, I really like being in there. It's a fun environment to be around. But I'll sit there and I'll just think of stuff up to make me rattle. You know, I'll just think of random stuff that I know isn't true, that people have either said about me or whatever. And sometimes, you know, that gives me just the intensity I need to get in those last 2 or 3 sets, you know, to put in that extra hard work that other people aren't putting in. Okay, so the second emotion is just fun, joy, and just positive vibes in general. I mean, you look at people like Ronnie Coleman, who is always training, who is always, you know, saying funny things. You know, he had his catchphrases, his lingo, you know, yeah buddy, nothing but a peanut. But if you notice in those videos, I mean, he was lifting heavy weight. I mean, if you're squatting 800 pounds, deadlifting this much, you know, T-bar rowing 405. I mean, you know, you got to think of what does it take. You know, you cannot just go in there as an emotionally numb person and lift that amount of heavy weight. So I'm sure Ronnie Coleman had a couple different emotions, but he definitely expressed joy. And you know, it is fun being in the gym and just, you know, if you got your headphones on, you know, you're rocking, you're feeling it, and you feel good that you're in there, you're making progress, and you're bettering yourself, and you know it. So, you know, be conscious of that. At the very least, you know, if you're not a mad person, if you don't think that you have haters or whatever, at least, you know, find the joy in knowing that you are improving yourself. You're improving your health, you're improving your life, you're improving, you know, you're releasing the endorphins from exercise, so use them, take advantage of them. Okay, so the last emotion I want to talk about is just, not really one specific emotion in general, but just thinking about your why, you know. Thinking about why you're doing what you're doing. For me, training is directly correlated to my main vision, you know, my main goal. So, you know, when I'm on the treadmill, when I'm getting my mind right, when I've taken my pre-workout, you know, I'm thinking about what I'm going to train that day. You know, I'm also thinking about my why. I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about what will happen if I don't give it my all in this training session. And that's how we should be in any facet of life, in any kind of avenue. You know, if your goal is to, you know, graduate with a certain degree, you know, you got to think about before you go into studying or going to taking that test, you know, who am I doing this for? Why am I getting this degree? You know, who am I trying to provide for? You know, what am I trying to accomplish? And those emotional attachments is what's going to get you through the work when you do not feel like getting the work. On the days that you do not feel like putting in the work, you know, you just got to think about those people, and you got to think about what you're doing it for, and if it's really worth it. So that's just it for the video, guys. I hope you liked it. It is very important to use emotion. I mean, we're emotional creatures, you know, we have emotional experiences in life, and if we can learn to use our emotions in something simple like, you know, working out or exercise or training, you know, we can use our emotions positively in other facets of life and other avenues of trying to be successful, of trying to have better relationships, you know, all that jazz. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, guys. I've got more videos coming out soon. 2017, that's all I'm going to say. So until next time, guys, let's keep it positive, and God bless.